Well, good afternoon, and thanks for having us in. The Washington Pavilion is hosting its first major traveling art exhibit in 5 years. Guild Hall, an adventure in the arts, features 72 original works by some of the country's most celebrated artists, including Andy Warhol, Jackson Pollock, and Roy Lichtenstein.
This show shows about 100 years of American art history. The whole show tells the story of how art and art movements in America specifically became what it is since 1890 up until present day.
Part of the reason I went to...
The exhibit runs through Sunday inside the Visual Arts Center at the Pavilion. We'll hear from a teacher who brought her class from Nebraska to see the artwork. That's tonight on KELOLAND News. Well, as we enter the meteorological spring season, a local business is opening another set of doors. 2 B&G Milkyways have now opened in Sioux Falls. It now has a new location near the Harmon Park area. Well, there is a no travel advisory for much of northeast and central KELOLAND. Low visibility and high winds are making travel difficult. There are also winter storm warnings in effect, as Scott was talking about, throughout the region as well. Stay tuned to KELOLAND as we keep you updated on air and online. Now, here is a closer look at those road conditions. The South Dakota Highway Patrol posted these pictures on Facebook. I-29 is closed north of the border, and on the South Dakota side, vehicles are getting stuck on those exit ramps. The Highway Patrol says along with ice and drifting on I-29, visibility is very limited on the South Dakota side. Roads are also bad further south. A semi-jackknife near the intersection of Highway 212, as you can see here, and Highway 37 in Spink County. That was earlier this morning. Turning now to first look at your midday forecast with meteorologist Scott Munt, and it's nasty up north, huh?
Yeah, not pretty. Parts of northeastern, even north central South Dakota dealing with their new snowfall. We'll get to some of the snowfall amounts coming up in a bit, and still some strong winds. Now, the winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings are set to expire at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and we still have some snow showers trying to hold in northeastern South Dakota from near Aberdeen, Watertown, maybe Webster over towards Sisseton. Any additional snow will stay minor, but it's the wind and the blowing snow that's causing the problem right now with reduced visibilities. Now, here's a live look at Aberdeen. Still a couple of snow showers in the air, temperature at 15 degrees. We do have that strong north wind at 25 miles per hour, and the visibility is down to a mile. Our next stop is Watertown, where we've had periods of snow as well. Temperature at 18, north wind a little stronger, sustained at 30 miles per hour, and the visibility also at about a mile. Now you can see how northeastern South Dakota with their visibility issues due to the blowing snow. So the winter storm warnings and the winter weather advisories do continue until 3 o'clock this afternoon. That covers northeastern South Dakota. Pollock picked up about 8 inches of snowfall. Webster just over 7. Sisseton at 6.5. 6 in Aberdeen and Roscoe. Westport just shy of 5. And Britain just a little over 3.5. So we've had some decent snowfall amounts in northeastern South Dakota. Futurecast showing that the snow will leave the area over the next couple of hours. We'll go with dry skies, strong winds, and cold temperatures for the afternoon for just about everybody. Warmer numbers do return for this weekend. Right now, we do have numbers that are in the teens and 20s, and the winds are coming in from the north and west, sustained around 15 to 30 miles per hour, but those wind gusts are over 30. These winds will slowly die down as we go through the afternoon. For the most part, we've already hit our high temperatures of the day. Expect these numbers to remain steady for the rest of your afternoon. I'll have more details on the KELOLAND Live Doppler forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. Well, following the historic blizzard in the mountains northeast of Los Angeles, there is now concern that the melting snowpack and heavy rains may trigger dangerous mudslides. The San Bernardino County is under a state of emergency as residents up in the mountains are trapped in their homes. In Northern California's Sierra Nevadas, major highways are shut down with a blizzard warning in effect. Well, today, the Republican-led House Foreign Affairs Committee is expected to vote on a bill that would give the president the power to ban the popular app TikTok and other apps. If it passes the committee, the measure would go to the full House for a vote. Now, it comes after the White House announced TikTok must be removed from all federal devices in the next 30 days, a move that was criticized by Chinese government officials. A new House committee focused on China held its first hearing Tuesday night. Republican Chairman Mike Gallagher hopes the panel can allow Congress to speak with one voice as it looks to tackle the aggression by the Chinese Communist Party. Gallagher hopes to bring the committee members to Taiwan at some point. Now, South Dakota's lone Congressman Dusty Johnson is a member of that committee. A House hearing looking into the fentanyl crisis in the U.S. came with some emotional testimony from people who have lost loved ones to the drug. But in this sharply divided Congress, the potential solutions to the problem fell along political lines. Nicole D'Antonio has more details from Capitol Hill.
Congressional members listened intently as Erin Rockwell described the pain of losing her 19-year-old son Logan to a drug overdose.
Losing Logan was like a bomb going off in the middle of our family that we had built our life around. This explosion killed our son, and he killed Caden's brother. This bomb, this weapon is called fentanyl.
Fentanyl has become the leading cause of death for Americans ages 18 to 45, according to the CDC. And most of the drugs enter the U.S. through the southern border.
The cartels in Mexico have evolved quickly, from drug cartels to transnational criminals to now terrorists like we've never seen ever. Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Hezbollah, they're not killing this amount of Americans.
While politicians on both sides of the aisle agree there needs to be stronger policies to stem the flow of fentanyl into the U.S., the solutions have become very political. Republicans are using the crisis to say more needs to be done to strengthen the border.
To ignore the smuggling that occurs between our ports of entry is simply irresponsible and dangerous.
While Democrats say immigrants are not the problem.
While it is true that a great deal of fentanyl comes into the United States from Mexico, it is overwhelmingly U.S. citizens, not migrants, who are bringing it in.
But Erin Rockwell had a message for both sides.
United we stand, divided we fall. United we stand, divided we fall.
Meanwhile, the CDC says more than 100,000 Americans die from opioid overdoses every year. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
There was also plenty of discussion about the U.S. policy with China, where the majority of components for fentanyl are made.